Today we're going to show you how to wash clay and seal your car in under an hour. If it's taking longer than that, you're doing it wrong. Clay bar in your car is a pivotal step in keeping your car clean and your paint looking perfect. It's really not that hard, but if you miss the steps and don't do them in the specific order, you can really run into a lot of issues. Right now we're starting off with cleaning the wheels because it's the dirtiest part of the car. And to do that, there's two different options essentially. You can have a regular wheel cleaner, and then you can go for something like an iron remover. Iron removers are going to be breaking down brake dust, things like that on the surface. So when you go to scrub them, if you have like gloss black wheels, you can typically see you'll have a lot of scratching on the vehicle if you don't end up removing that brake dust with the chemical first. These wheels are pretty safe. You can probably get away with just using the wheel cleaner, but we'll kind of go 50-50 on this to show you there's two different options you can go about with this, and you kind of have to decide which one's best for the specific vehicle you're working on. As you can see, the iron remover on the brake rotor there, it's already turning orange. So that's where it's reacting with the brake dust. But the wheel cleaner isn't going to be doing something like that. Now on this side, scrub this down. I would not be 50-50ing it all the time if I was just cleaning this car regularly, but. So as you can see, pretty much exactly the same clean wheel right now. Now the iron remover did do it in a little safer manner because it was able to break down those metal particles rather than us using abrasion from the brush to remove them. We've cleaned up the wheels, now it's on to washing up the paint. What we're doing here first is a high pH wash. So you can see this kind of grime. The high pH wash is just going to sit on the paint, start breaking down those soils, and then we'll rinse that off and do a contact wash with it. But by doing this, we're minimizing the amount of scratching we'll do to the paint, because the chemical is actually going in, doing the work before we even touch it. And if you come around to the back here, Brett, you can see how much dirt and buildup and grime there is. So I'll spray this with a high pH and we'll pressure wash it, and you can kind of see how much of that just comes off with just the chemicals doing the work. While this is dwelling, you can kind of see all the dirt that's just running off from the high pH soap. Now the high pH is going to go in, break this soil loose from the clear coated surface, but it doesn't have the most lubricity to it. So if you're going to do a contact wash with it, you can, but it's the safest to use like a high lubricity wash like our Moab, or there's a lot of them out there. So we're gonna rinse this off here in a second. You'll see how the majority of the heaviest soils will come off, and that's great because that's not building up in our wash mitt. But the catch to that is high pH washes like this will break down waxes, sealants, things like that. So you'll notice when we rinse this off, there won't be any beading. It'll just all sheet off the car. So there's no more protection on the paint, which is fine because we're about to just put protection back on it after we clay it. Some people might say, why not just use just a high pH wash? Well, anytime you're not doing any kind of mechanical touching to the paint, it doesn't get it perfectly clean. The chemicals can only do so much. So you can see, you rub that, there's still dirt on that surface. It's just getting off the majority of it, so it's a lot safer when we're doing the contact wash. Now that we've completed the high pH wash, you'll notice that there's no more sealant or anything on these. These are just flat paint. There's no beading. We've removed any kind of sealants, waxes, things like that. Not necessarily something you want to do on every wash unless you're putting protection back on. But now we're going to put Moab on here, which you'll see foam's super nice, but it also has a lot of lubricity. So when we do that contact wash, again, we're minimizing any kind of scratches or damage we can do to the clear coat. And man, does this stuff smell good. I think this one's a blue raspberry. Let us know in the comments down below, how important is the scent to you in a car wash? What's your favorite scent you have in a car wash? Let us know, because currently in some R&D of the high pH one. So your opinion might just help us make that. All right, the vehicle's been washed and cleaned just like a regular car wash would. We've done a little extra with the high pH wash, but it's a nice clean surface, as clean as you can get with a regular car wash. Now it's onto the clay portion of the clay and seal, and where this really comes from being a maintenance wash to like an actual detail service. And there's a couple different ways you can clay your vehicle. You can go the traditional method with a clay bar, or nowadays a lot of detailers are using these synthetic clays, which the advantage is this, you can drop this on the ground, you rinse it off, and it's good. You drop this one on the ground, it's ruined because you can't quite mend it in a way that you can guarantee you didn't pick up a rock or something off the ground. Also on the synthetic clay, it's a sponge that you can dump in a bucket, and it holds a lot of moisture to it. That's nice. You don't really run out of lubrication when you're going over the surface, whereas a regular clay bar, you might have to keep spraying to ensure you have enough lubrication. All right, so we sprayed the hood here with the iron remover to pre-treat it, and you can kind of see where it's already reacting with all the iron particles on the hood. So it's already starting to take that little iron molecule, and imagine that sucker's embedded down into the surface of the clear coat. So when I come through the clay bar, it can kind of just go and break that iron particle out of that little pit it's sitting in. If we just came through with the clay bar without doing this, it would just shear off the top of that, and it would leave the part that's under the surface still embedded into the clear coat. So now that we have that pre-treated and it had some time to dwell, we'll come through with the synthetic, put that in our wash soap for a little more lubrication. We'll just go over the surface. Try and do this in ways that if you were to scratch the vehicle, the scratch is going in a way that light would travel with the vehicle. So straight lines down the hood, back and forth. If you go in a bunch of different circles and you just so happens to have any kind of extra abrasion from something that picked up, you're gonna leave little scratches in all these circles, so when light hits it, it refracts it back in ways that it just doesn't look as clean on the vehicle. If you go in straight lines down it, and then light were to hit a scratch or something like that, it's gonna travel down the contours of the vehicle and almost look like it's part of the vehicle there. Small detail, but that can make a big difference. Think about it when you're like sanding wood or sanding metal, and you create those lines going in. If you keep it all one direction and it looks uniform, it's kind of harder for your eye to pick up on it. If you're going in all kinds of different directions, it's really easy for your eye to pick up on it. If you don't remove these kind of iron particles off there, they'll end up turning into like little orange rust spots that you can really see on white paint. I think we have a shot of it just before I sprayed it that you can see them, but there's even like, here's a good one right here where it's already starting to rust. And it adds extra texture to the vehicle, so dirt doesn't kind of come off as easy. It ends up making it really rough, so the paint doesn't feel smooth. So you just spray a little bit on the clay bar, a little bit on the surface, and we just go through and we just rub the clay over that surface, and it'll pull not only the iron particles with the clay bar, but it'll also pull any kind of embedded dirt or anything that's on the surface, and it'll make it a lot smoother, which is a great surface for a sealant to bond to. And that's why this clay and seal service is so popular with a lot of detailers. Now that we're going around and clay the entire vehicle, we're just going to rinse this off, and we'll jump into the mystery product that would actually save us a ton of steps here. Our car is all cleaned up and it's finally ready for the sealant part. And this is where that mystery product we've been teasing. We've been having a product in R&D for a few months now, probably a year to get to this point. And what's nice is normally at this point, we'd be drying it with a leaf blower. And I don't know if you can pick it up on camera, Brett. If not, we can show another clip where you can see a good reflection. Trying to dry a car at this point when it's all sheeting out because there's no protection on the paint, it's a pain in the butt. It smears with a towel, it smears with a leaf blower. And if you're outside in the sun, you're just chasing your tail. Normally we'd be drying out the vehicle, then coming by with like a speed bead or a hypodermic detailer to put a sealant back on the paint. And that's fine, but we've made it a lot more efficient now. So this new product, it's honestly not even named yet. So if you have any ideas of a name, put it in the comments down below. We have a couple ideas internally, but we'll see what wins out. We'll start with the surface wet. All you gotta do is spray it on. I'll just demonstrate it here. You rinse it off. You can see how fast that beads up. So much easier to dry the vehicle. And that protection will last. Obviously it depends on a lot of variables and how you wash your car and what do you put it through, but on average like 3 to 6 months of that kind of protection, that quickly, spraying on, rinsing it off. Not only will it add that protection, but you also, this is a darker color, you can really see the shine it adds to it. It's kind of hard to pick that up on camera, but adds a layer of shine, a layer of protection, the exact kind of stuff you're looking for when you're doing a clay and seal. And that quickly, and you can see this is bone dry. So it's so much faster being able to just apply its protection on. Internally, we've been testing this a bunch, and anytime we have a car that doesn't have protection on it, we don't even want to dry it with a towel without it. So we spray this on, rinse it off, makes it go so much smoother, makes the car shinier, and it protects it. We can do this on tires, wheels, any surface. This is going to be good for it. Now you can easily come through with a leaf blower. Honestly, you could just dry the entire car like that. But even if you didn't have the leaf blower, you come by with a towel, you can show how quickly it just dries perfectly. And if you ever tried a car that doesn't have any protection on it, you know it's not quite this easy. This car doesn't have a ceramic coating, it doesn't have anything like that. It just has just that new mystery product that is yet to be named. Just makes it effortless cleaning off a car. Well, that's how you clay and seal a vehicle in under an hour. Let us know in the comments down below how you clay and seal, which ones you prefer, what scent you want in your car wash, what we should name the new product. There's a lot going on today. Thanks for joining us in this one. We'll see you in the next one. Did you enjoy that video? Well, guess what? We got more of them. There's probably one on your screen right now. Give it a click and check it out.